Fellas, I want to talk about back training today and basically how I've developed my back over the last 15, 16 years of training. Now, a lot of people complicate back training and it doesn't have to be complicated. And I want to walk through three of the big movements or movement styles that have been bread and butter in my developments of my back over the years. As I say, there's a lot of nonsense and I just want to get you on the right path and explain why I've used certain things and why I do think this will work for a lot of people. Now, I'm going to split it into there's three main movements, right? So number one would be any sort of deadlift variation. Just getting strong as fuck on deadlifts, hip hinges. That doesn't have to be a conventional deadlift. That could be a Romanian deadlift, a stiff leg deadlift, but some sort of heavy barbell deadlift, some sort of heavy barbell hip hinge. For me, with my background in powerlifting, I've deadlifted over 270 kilo, which is not far, just over 600 pounds. I've pulled 600 before for 2 reps. That was back in the powerlifting days. I've since done 220 or 220 kilo, 5 plates for 10 reps in my recent off season. I've always been a big proponent of deadlifts. I've done 200 kilo, 205 kilo paused Romanian deadlifts. I've done stiff leg deadlifts with 220, all this stuff. So prioritizing hip hinges and getting strong is going to develop your back. It's going to develop, especially your spinal erectors, that thickness and density through the mid of your back, all the way up to your traps. You're going to get a little bit of upper back and there's going to be little bits of lat development. Obviously, it's not a primary lat mover, but as I say, you show me someone who walks in the gym and they've got a deadlift of 225 and they build that up over the next 5 years and you're pulling 500 for reps. There's going to be some hypertrophy that's taking place from that. And it's just, again, bread and butter. Get strong on your deadlift or a deadlift variation. Don't skip it because it's hard. It's what you see a lot of people doing nowadays. If you've got a legitimate back issue, I understand, but I see no reason for 95% of people why you can't deadlift or have a deadlift variation in there, and you get strong as fuck on it, and it will show in your back development. Simple as that. So that's number one. Number two will be heavy weighted chin-ups. Some sort of vertical pull, but mainly with a closer grip, keeping the elbows tucked. That's my favourite grip when it comes to weighted pull-ups. It's that close grip. Even a chin-up grip works well, even a semi-supinated grip. I just prefer a closer grip because it absolutely smashes the lats to smithereens. And again, wide grip work pretty well, but for me, I prefer a close grip pull-up, and I always have done. Close grip pull-ups, that's the thing when it comes to back movements as well. You're always going to get some crossover stimulus. It's going to be 100% difficult just to totally bias the lat. There's going to be a little bit of upper back that comes along for the ride with the pull-up, but you're really going to smash the lats and bias those a little bit more with that closer grip. Wide grip, again, also fantastic, semi-supinated. But all I would say is, with pull-ups, find a grip that works for you and just get strong over time. I've really biased close grip and have used wide grip as well, and just got stronger over the last 15 years using weighted pull-ups. As I say, if you can pull yourself up with a total weight of around 300 pounds, so that's your body weight plus the external load. So let's say someone weighs 200 pounds. If you're weighing 200 pounds and you've got 100 pounds strapped to your waist and you're doing weighted pull-ups for sets of 5, sets of 6, with good technique, you're going to have a demon back. It's as simple as that. So that's number two. Number three would be, this is the horizontal row. I prefer, and I've always loved, chest supported T-bar rows. That is my favourite upper back builder. Chest supported T-bar, you find a good one, absolute money. Now, there's lots of other good chest supported row machines. Again, anything that fits the bill in terms of chest supported. Now, for me, the reason I really love chest supported, number one is because my lower back and the spinal erectors, they're going to get absolutely smoked from all the deadlift variations because I'm big on deadlifts. I love them. I try and handle as much deadlift volume or hip hinge volume as I can. So my spinal erectors, I put a big focus on letting them get hit with the deadlifts. So when it comes to horizontal rows, that's why I don't really do many bent over rows these days, because I prioritise the hip hinges. I'd rather be fresh for them and let them take on the brunt of the load. So I like chest supported machine rows, especially the chest supported T-bar row. Any sort of decent, just anything with a good chest support, and you can really get that that elbow flare, that's really going to bias the upper back and the traps, and you're going to absolutely just smoke your back to smithereens with that. So again, you got your three main movements there for me. It's been just getting strong on deadlifts, a weighted close grip pull-up, getting strong as fuck on that, and a chest supported T-bar row. Biasing those three movements for me and just getting strong on those over time, that has done absolute wonders for my back. Now let me give you a couple of honourable mentions. Pull downs, I still think pull downs are great. Close grip, wide grip, very similar jazz to what it comes with pull-ups, but I just prefer pull-ups. I've always connected better with them. I feel like I have a better overload potential with what I can use with pull-ups. Some pull-down stacks in some gyms, they've always been pretty light, having to add weight and the weight's falling off, even with the gym pin. Sometimes it just feels like a pain in the ass. I do like pull-downs, I just prefer pull-ups. Another honourable mention, it would be bent over rows, but more of a pen lay style. I have done pen lay rows in the past where they come from a dead stop off the ground, especially back in the powerlifting days. They will save the lower back a little bit more. So I do think that they can be an option worth exploring. And other things like cable rows, seated cable rows with a close grip or wide grip. Depends what you're trying to bias. If you're trying to bias the latter, usually a bit more of an elbow tuck, a closer grip. I was trying to bias more of the upper back with the cable row, I'd use more of a wider grip. But yeah, honourable mention. But yeah, hopefully you like this video. But the main thing, whatever movements you're using for your back, and this has been a big premise with my training, you have to get stronger over time. You have to progress your lifts over time if you want to build a demon back. So don't get stuck down rabbit holes, just stuck in nonsense, not progressing lifts, worrying about doing any sort of deadlifts because it's too fatiguing. Again, you want to build an animal back, you're going to have to do some shit that people don't want to do, and that's getting strong on some of your big heavy hip hinges, your pull-ups, rows, just getting after it, getting stronger over time, and don't get lost with all of the nonsense that's out there in the space. So hope this helps. Speak to you in the next one.